a very important announcement that you are hearing here first. Hi, and welcome to episode 31 of M1 Yarns and the Michigan Makers Podcast. I'm Jamie, coming to you today from Metro Detroit, Michigan, and I'm the dyer behind m1yarns.com. You can find me everywhere on the internet, Ravelry, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff at M1 Yarns. And today I have some big updates for you. This will probably be a short and sweet episode. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. If you're new here, welcome. These podcasts are generally about knitting and yarn dyeing and some other crafty pursuits, shall we say, on the rare occasion. But yes, definitely a knitting themed podcast. So it's still hot. Let's talk about what I'm wearing. That always seems to be like a good place to begin. I'm wearing you can kind of see the lace detail in the raglan. This is the Felix Pullover. Okay, technical difficulties. My ring light suddenly decided not to work. Anyway, I am wearing the Felix Pullover, and this is my own hand-dyed yarn in the colorway Green Olives. And I held a strand of my Suri silk base called Suri Silk Street, along with a strand of, I can't remember if it was worsted or Aran weight merino, one of them. Anyway, this is one of my favorite colorways to wear, to dye, to live in. I love this top so much. And it's the end of March, and so I thought, oh, I should kind of do something a little bit St. Patrick's Day-ish, even though we're past St. Patrick's Day. I don't know. The Irish in me was feeling it, so just roll with it. So real quick, right off the top of the hour, I have a very important announcement that you are hearing here first. So 2022 yarn advent calendars or December countdowns or whatever you want to call it are going on sale for pre-orders April 1st. And I'll insert a photo here for you because as my viewers, I think you deserve a good tease. This year, I have a really exciting theme, and it is Mad for Plaid. I have been mad for plaid. If you've been following me on Instagram or here, I think last year I purchased several project bags that were plaid, and I have just been like gaga for plaid or tartan, whatever you want to call it. And after doing advent calendars last year, I said I wasn't going to do it this year unless I had a theme that I was really passionate about and really inspired by. And I started to do a little bit of research about tartan and the history behind it. And I knew some of the history behind it because I have, my great-grandmother was Irish, and I have a lot of Celtic roots, and I had been to the UK before and Scotland and learned a lot about the meaning behind various clans' tartans. And I knew that tartans as like kilts and other tartan garments as a cultural symbol were repressed during various wars and cultural uprisings and things like that. And so I thought there was a lot of really cool history behind it. And not only is it beautiful colors, which would inspire amazing colorways, but there's a lot of fiber arts because it's all woven wool. So I thought, wow, this is really prevalent to yarn and the fiber world. And if you've never purchased a yarn advent calendar before, let me just take 30 seconds and give you the spiel. It is generally a mini skein of yarn individually wrapped, and you open one each day leading up to Christmas. Some yarn dyers have like then a full skein on the 25th, and others do like just every Sunday you'll open something. And generally in this big box of all the individually wrapped minis, you'll get other kinds of goodies. Well, this year I'm offering two options, the minis and the fulls. So if you want 25 minis, you'll get that for December 1st through December 25th. And then there will be, I have to double check my notes because I haven't looked at it in a few days. There will be a full skein for Boxing Day, which is December 26th, in honor of the prevalence of Boxing Day in the UK culture. And then there will be, of course, lots of extra goodies. Or if you don't like minis, or minis aren't for you or whatever, you can do the full skein version where every Sunday leading up to Christmas and then including Christmas, you'll get a full skein, and it'll be like a highlight colorway, a really like prevalent or key colorway, I would say, in my collection of the 25 minis. And so the full size kit will include 5 full skeins of fingering weight yarn and all the extras and all kinds of good stuff. So there will be 2 options. So whatever floats your boat, pick the option. It'll include a project bag. It'll include all sorts of yummy stuff and useful stuff. So not a lot of like fluff that you're like, oh, I didn't really need this. You're gonna love it. So I'm really excited to be offering that, and it will go up for pre-order April 1st. I am capping the number that I'm doing, so if you get in early, that's good for you and good for me. So yeah. In the meantime, I did just do a little shop update. I brought back a limited edition base that I absolutely adore. The base I call New Cadillac. It is 70% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 10% bronze tone stellina. And I'm not sure, it's so subtle. Actually, on the video camera, it's picking it up even better than in person. In person, the stellina is super subtle. I don't even feel like, oh yeah, you can get a little hint. It's much more sparkly here, I think because of the ring light. But this is one of the softest yarns I've ever knit with. I had dyed a colorway on this base last year that was really popular, limited edition, both the base and the colorway. And then I knew I wanted to bring it back in some sort of special collection. And so I thought for spring, I would really love to dye up some really colorful colorways. And so I did. I created 11 new colorways. These will all be limited edition. And so they are available in the shop now. And again, the base is called New Cadillac. This is Irish Spring. This is Buffalo Plaid. So there are a total of 11 colorways. These are just a few of my favorites that I thought I would share with you today. So like I said, they're limited edition. Once they're gone, they're gone. So check that out on the website before they're all gone. I have been knitting quite a bit over the last few weeks, despite really bad migraines again. So I think I mentioned this a couple episodes ago. I've never had migraines in my life until January I started having them. I had them for like 10 days in a row, and then just like auras, but then they came back. But magically, I was able to knit through them. And I cast on a few projects since the last episode. One of which being, I'm so gaga for this project. This is the Wild Posy pattern by Melody Hoffman, who goes by B Mandarins. This pattern is so cool. It comes with 2 versions. So whether you want more lace or more texture, you pick the version of the pattern that you intend to make. And I picked the Flora one. I don't know. Honestly, it has lace and texture, so I'm a little unsure of which is really which. But here, let me get these straight so you can see it better. So I am using, what am I using? I'm using Cece's Wool Superfine Alpaca, which is DK weight. It's undyed. I bought this from my friend Cece at Rhinebeck last year, and I just love it. I mean, let's see here. Let me show you this side so you don't see the string. I really enjoyed the yoke section. It's really fun, easy to kind of remember what you're doing, and I'm just cruising. I knit this whole portion of the body after you split for the sleeves just yesterday evening. I'm on a US 8. The pattern might call for a 9. I'm usually a loose knitter, so I go down a needle size. Of course, I got my SOS Cords. If you haven't used these before, check them out on my website because they make trying on your project a dream. There's these 2 cords for the sleeves and one more 60-inch cord that you can use for the body. So I can continue to just quickly slide my stitches on the cords, try this on, and get a feel for like how long I want the torso to be in real time, which for me, trying on a project is so critical. So I'm loving this pattern. I am positive I will knit this again. So check that out if you're interested. Meantime, I haven't done much work on the sock that I showed last episode, so I won't bother showing that one. I am about to cast on, well, I just spent like an hour today on Ravelry, which, you know, it's like a black hole. I've had this yarn in my stash. It's fingering weight. It is Earl Grey Fiber Co. So I have 463 yards of this. I was going to make a framework bralette by Jessie Made and hold 2 strands together. But then I realized I probably don't have enough to lengthen the body the way I would want. So after much research and thinking, I decided I would hold it with my Suri base. This is the colorway Latte. So it'll kind of mute it out a little bit, which I'm good with. And I'm going to hold these together, and I'm going to knit a short sleeve Cozy Classic Raglan by Jessie Made. I've knit the Cozy Classic Raglan before in like a black fingering weight held with, I think I did mohair for that one. Long sleeve, and it's really one of my most, it's like a go-to. You know, it's just classic. So I think that'll be fun. So I'm going to cast that on tonight, which, mind you, short sleeve and straplet or sleeveless tops are total entries if you post on Instagram or on the Ravelry podcast thread for the Tee Off Spring Make-Along, which just started maybe like a week or so ago and runs through the last day of spring, which I think is June 21st. So if you're interested in winning a prize, definitely cast on a tee or a tank, post about it, talk about it, whips, FOs, all of that good stuff. And by using that hashtag, you'll get entered to win. So right now I'm all about knitting tees and tanks. So I went back in my Ravelry library and pulled out one of my favorite e-booklets, and that's by Molly of Ponder Ply. And she, a couple years ago, I test knit for her for this pattern. It's called the Pick and Mix Vest, and it's 3 different, I say different, but there's like so many combinations you can make. Bralettes and tanks. You can choose from a scoop neck, a sweetheart neck, a baby V. There's like a little tiny V right here. I'll insert a photo of the one that I did. Then you can pick from like a bralette length or a cropped or a full length. Then you can pick your hem. It's like choose your own adventure. You can do a picot hem, a ribbed hem, and hang on, or an I-cord. So I think before I did a ribbed hem with the baby V. This time I just cast on, like today, for a Picot Edge, which she shows you. I don't know if you can see the 3 different edges here. I'm going to do a Picot Edge, I'm going to do a full length, and I'm going to do a scoop neck tank. And part of this, I'm really trying to burn through some of my stash of other dyers yarns, because I'm really trying to make way for some of my own that I either want to keep or knit with, and I'm just feeling like very, I just have a lot. I just need to get through it. This is Lolabean yarn that I bought at a Rhinebeck 2019 event, and to be honest, I don't think I even have the tags in here. All the bags I've shown you, by the way, today are PeaPodThreads. My friend Lisa over at PeaPodThreads, I'll link her below. She makes the project bags for my advent calendars and other collabs, and I do have some of her bags, like this size project bags, as well as Notion pouches in the shop. So if you're in the market for some really cute bags, definitely go check that out. Anyway, I cast on using this yarn, and I'm dropping stitches, wouldn't you know? Gosh darn it, Jamie. That is such a rookie mistake. Okay, let's see. It's just a few. I can do this while we chat. I haven't yet got point protectors out for this project, so that was really foolish. Okay, so this Picot Edge, you do a provisional cast on, which I normally do the method where you use a crochet hook next to your needle, and you have like a scrap yarn with your working yarn. And today I decided to do the other method where you chain, where you do a crochet chain with scrap yarn. In this case, I just used like a merino. I actually used a hook that is like similar to the size needle I'm working with, and I should have used a bigger crochet hook to make it easier, because you pick up stitches through the, like, Very Pink Knits calls it the V's and the hyphens, and you pick up through the hyphens. So casting on this, I'm doing the Picot Edge again. Casting this on took probably a good hour. I'm really hoping it's worth it. I haven't really made much progress today, but you knit like so many rows, and then you fold it over after you've done some eyelets, and then when you fold it over, that creates the Picot Edge. So we shall see how that turns out. But that is my new cast on. Oh, I nearly forgot. Wait a minute. I need to pick a winner for the make-along. The Stash Bust Make-Along 2022, which ended like a week and a half ago. And I picked the winner before I started podcasting. I will insert her name right here. If this is you, please email me. My email address is down below. Please email me your name and address, and I will send you a prize, which is a full project set of skeins, perfect for spring and summer projects. And thank you to everyone who participated in the Stash Bust make-along. It was wildly popular, and it was really great hearing people's thoughts in their Instagram posts about how much they loved, you know, finally giving that stash yarn some love and some life in a project. And as much as I don't think I'll ever be without a stash, because like if lockdown happened again, I have to know that I have something to keep me occupied for like the next 5 to 10 years. But like I said earlier, there is kind of a point where you're like, I've been looking at this skein or 2 or 10, you know, on the shelf, and it needs to become something. So I think having a make-along be that push that gets you there is awesome, and I loved seeing everyone's projects. So I didn't want to forget to announce the giveaway winner. Audiobooks. You guys keep asking what I have been listening to, and really I've just been listening to one, and that was Will Smith's autobiography, Will. Someone had recommended it to me a while ago, and I was like, I don't know. I love Will Smith as an actor, as a musician. I thought it was going to be really goofy, but it was really interesting hearing all about his life from early childhood to present, and how he kind of, as an adult, as a more recent adult, worked through some of his childhood baggage and how that's affected him. So all in all, I gave it a 10 out of 10. I would highly recommend. And he narrates his audiobook, and it was fun hearing his voice. So 10 out of 10, I would listen to the audiobook while you knit. Yeah, I'm about to start A Court of Thorn and Roses, which I know is really popular, but we'll see, because fantasy stuff is not really my cup of tea. So if you have a recommendation for an audiobook, please drop it below, because I would definitely appreciate it. I'm looking at my list so I don't forget anything. I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm going to spend the rest of my evening. Wait a minute, I forgot a project. Okay, I forgot I had one more whip I wanted to talk about. How could I forget? I'm almost done with it. This is the Ripple Crop Top Worsted. I think I talked about this on the last episode. Yeah, I did talk about this. Well, I've made, oh, again, no point protectors. Okay, at least we don't have drop stitches. I've made significant progress on this lately. I have the whole front done. I made my body a little bit longer than the pattern calls for, maybe 1.5 inches longer or so. And I love how this colorway is turning out. This is my own hand dyed. This was a limited edition colorway from a couple years ago on a yak base. And I'm really thinking about bringing back the yak base for some special stuff. I still have the back to go. So if you're into yak, let me know, because I think it might be fun for like a fall shop update. Anyway, so all I have left to do is finish the back, which will need to be the same length as the front. And then it has short sleeves. So These sleeves won't take all that long. I mean, I could probably finish this tonight. We'll see. Meantime, I do have one other whip, which I had teased before. It's the Sorrel. I'm using Angora yarn, and I knit the yoke, and it's been put in timeout. I'm hoping to finish it while the temperature is still cold, which is, it's really cold here today. It's like 27 degrees, but it feels like 5. So that's not cool. Anyway, I hope to finish that this week. I'll give you the whole backstory on that later. But I hope you're all having a great week, and I hope you're knitting on things that are bringing you joy. If not, I hope you're casting on something new. I hope I've given you a few fun ideas. Anyway, until next time, happy knitting, happy crocheting, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!